Stop wasting your money on travel gear that looks premium online, only until the zippers break, the wheels jam, or the battery dies halfway through your trip. Hey, Johannes from Gear Up Your Life here. Today I'll show you 12 premium travel gadgets you'll never regret buying. Gear that's built to last and actually makes every trip smoother and easier. And if you're watching this around Black Friday, some of these might even be real steals right now. So let's dive in. So let's start with the basics. Noise cancelling headphones. I think I don't even need to explain why they're so important anymore. But let's be honest. If you've ever sat next to a screaming baby, the guy blasting music through open back earbuds, or that one person who thinks airplane mode is optional, you already know. And everyone here knows, because I've said it about a dozen times, my all-time favorite are still the Sony XM5s. But since they're still sitting around $300, even on Black Friday, I'll mention another pair that honestly surprised me. The Sennheiser Momentum 4. They're over-ear, super comfortable, and right now about $180 on Amazon. Battery life, over 60 hours. Sound, rich, balanced, clean. Noise cancelling, easily on par with the Sonys. It's one of those rare cases where you save money and still get something that feels genuinely premium. Of course, there are plenty of great choices out there. The Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra, the AirPods Pro, or even the Soundcore Liberty 4 earbuds, which are honestly my top budget pick right now for under $100. You really can't go wrong with any of them. But here's the thing, good headphones aren't just about better sound, they literally change how you travel, because when you can shut out the chaos around you, every flight, train ride, or hostel suddenly feels calmer, quieter, and a lot more bearable. Our next essential is something every traveler needs, good luggage. Whether it's a carry-on or a checked bag, it's the one piece of gear that literally carries your entire trip. My personal favorite brand for that is Level 8. It's that perfect mix of premium build and fair pricing, with a design that looks minimal but feels indestructible. You can see it right here in the video. I've been traveling for over 2 years now with the luminous textured carry-on 20, mine in matte black. It's made from Macrolon polycarbonate, which keeps it light but seriously tough. The micro diamond texture means scratches basically disappear, and the anti-shock 360-degree spinner wheels are so quiet you'll barely hear them rolling through airports at 3 a.m. Inside, you've got a fully lined divider with 2 zipper pockets, perfect for keeping shoes or tech separate, and a TSA-approved lock right on top. During the Black Friday weekend, this one drops to about $138, which is wild for something this well built. But if you're like me and sometimes need more space, the Voyager Check 28 is the upgrade. That Celadon color, which I think means some mix between grey and blue, but to be honest, I'm not good with colors and looks incredible in person. It's got an aluminum alloy handle, an interior compression system, a dry-wet separation pocket, and the same Macrolon shell that can take a beating from baggage handlers. Normally it's around $328, but right now it's $260, which is a crazy deal for that size and build quality, and of course you can still save an extra 10% with the link below, even after Black Friday. The luminous carry-on 20 was actually my first real travel upgrade over 2 years ago, so huge thanks to Level 8 for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. So now, let's keep it going. Our third essential, and one of the few things where it really pays to spend a little more, is a power bank. Because if there's one thing worse than running out of battery mid-flight, it's realizing your cheap power bank just died after 3 months. Lately I've been using the Baseus 20,000 mAh PD 65 watts, and honestly, it's been one of the best upgrades I've made for my travel setup. It's powerful enough to charge a laptop, phone and earbuds at the same time, and with 65 watt power delivery, it even keeps my MacBook running on long editing days. It's built from aluminum, feels super solid in the hand, and still weighs under half a kilo, which is pretty impressive for that capacity. You get 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A, all supporting fast charging, plus a small display that shows the exact percentage left, which is way more helpful than those random blinking lights most brands use. Battery life-wise, I can charge my phone about 4 to 5 times, my camera twice, and it still has juice left for accessories. And during Black Friday, it's around $45 to $55 depending on the model, which for something that can literally save your workday or flight is worth every cent. There are of course cheaper options out there, but if you travel often or rely on your tech, this is one of those buy once, cry once items. A good power bank doesn't just charge your gear, it keeps your peace of mind charged too. Our next gadget is USB-C charger, and when it comes to tech, I honestly think it's one of the few areas where you shouldn't cheap out, because there's nothing worse than slow charging, overheating plugs, or adapters that start buzzing after a few months. That's why my go-to for the past year has been the Anker USB-C charger, Nano 2 65 watts. It's compact, powerful, and built around Gay-An technology, which basically means it stays cool even when it's pumping out serious power. You can charge your laptop, phone, tablet, or even a camera battery from one tiny brick. No need to carry 3 separate chargers anymore. The prongs fold in neatly, it fits anywhere, and it's small enough to disappear in your tech pouch. Performance-wise, it can bring a MacBook Air to 50% in about 30 minutes, or charge your phone from 0 to full during a long airport layover. And the best part is, it's not insanely expensive. It's usually around $40, and during Black Friday, you can often find it for even less. For me, this is one of those little upgrades that quietly makes every day easier, especially if you work remotely or edit while traveling. Lightweight, reliable, and after a while, you'll start wondering why you ever carried those big clunky adapters before. And yeah, I guess this is our last tech gadget for today, or at least for now. Let's move on to something a bit more stylish. So, our fifth essential, one that's always worth investing a little more in, is either a sling bag or a Daypack. And I know from you guys in the community, most of you lean slightly more toward Team Daypack, while I'm definitely Team Sling Bag. So, like any good creator, I'll give you my favorite on both sides, and a quick reason why it's worth paying a bit extra. Let's start with the Daypack. My current favorite, and the one I'll go over in detail next week, is the Osprey Daylight Expandable Travel Pack 26 plus 6 liters. It expands from 26 to 32 liters, has a ventilated back panel, a padded laptop sleeve, and that signature Osprey comfort that makes it perfect for day trips or short weekend getaways. It's built from recycled 210D nylon, water resistant, and super easy to compress when you're not using it. It's basically that sweet spot between lightweight and capable, ideal for people who want one backpack that can handle both travel days and city exploring. Now, for people like me who prefer a sling bag, my current favorite, which I mentioned last week, is the Niosmart Urban UL2. It's compact, weather resistant, and perfectly fits my daily setup: camera, power bank, wallet, passport, and a few cables. The hidden back pocket is perfect for valuables, and the magnetic buckle makes it super quick to take on and off when you're running through airports or hopping on buses. Both are small upgrades that make a big difference in everyday travel comfort. And honestly, once you've found your favorite, you'll never leave without it again. Our next essential is one I honestly use every single day, and I'm literally looking at it right now while writing this script: the 12 South Curve Flex laptop stand. If you work remotely, edit videos, or just spend way too much time on your laptop, this one changes everything. It's fully adjustable, folds flat for travel, and raises your screen to eye level, which after a few months of full-time laptop work, your neck and back will seriously thank you for. It's made from aluminum, feels solid, and actually looks good on your desk or in a coffee shop, which, let's be real, matters a bit when your laptop basically is your office. Now, it's not cheap. It's around $70, and yeah, that hurts a little. Spending money on work gear always feels weird, right? Because it's literally for work, not a cool new gadget or something you'll show off on a trip. But honestly, this one is worth every cent. If you spend 6 to 10 hours a day on a MacBook like I do, the Curve Flex is one of those small upgrades that pays itself back fast. Your posture improves, your setup feels more professional, and it just makes getting work done so much easier. So yeah, if you're a digital nomad, a student, or just someone glued to their screen, trust me, this thing is a total game changer. Next up, something every traveler needs, but most people don't think about until it's too late: a good toiletry bag. My personal favorite for years has been the Sea to Summit toiletry bag. It's lightweight, water resistant, and just works perfectly for one bag travel. But lately, I've been hearing so many good things about the Peak Design wash pouch that I finally ordered one last Friday to see what all the hype is about. It was around $45 on sale. From what I've seen and heard, it's built like everything Peak Design makes: thoughtful, organized, and built to last. It's made from 200D recycled nylon canvas, has a structured frame that keeps it open while you use it, and inside you'll find mesh pockets, a magnetic toothbrush flap, and even a hidden razor slot. It also stands upright on the counter, which sounds small but apparently makes a big difference in tiny bathrooms or hostels. Everyone who owns it seems to agree it's one of the best travel toiletry bags out there. Not because it's flashy, but because it just works. So while the Sea to Summit will probably stay my go-to for ultralight trips, I'm curious to see if the Peak Design ends up replacing it for longer travels. Either way, a good toiletry bag is one of those quiet upgrades that keeps your whole setup cleaner, lighter, and way more organized. Our 8th upgrade is all about clothing, or more specifically t-shirts and long sleeves. Although, to be fair, socks and even underwear made from the same material can be absolute game changers too. We're talking about merino wool clothing. And honestly, this isn't even just a premium thing anymore, because yes, it costs more upfront, but it also lasts way longer than normal cotton shirts, and you actually need less of it. So in the long run, it might even end up being cheaper. If you haven't tried merino yet, here's the magic. It's a natural fiber that's odor resistant, temperature regulating, quick drying, and surprisingly soft. You can wear the same shirt for days without it smelling bad. It keeps you warm when it's cold and cool when it's hot, perfect for travel when laundry isn't always an option. The brand I've been using for a while, and honestly, the one I trust most, is Unbound Merino. I've got both their long sleeves and a t-shirt, and they've held up through countless washes, hikes, and travel days without losing shape or comfort. They're definitely on the pricier side, usually around $85 to $100, but totally worth it. If you want something more budget-friendly, Merino.tech is a great alternative. They're usually under $50 on Amazon and still have that soft, odor-resistant feel that makes Merino so good for travel. Our next essential is simple but honestly life-changing, a good sleep mask. I've tried dozens of cheap airline ones that crush your eyes and still let light through, and they just don't work. The Manta Sleep Mask PRO is on another level. It has 3D eye cups so nothing touches your eyelids, soft memory foam padding, and a breathable strap that actually stays in place all night. It's one of those items that instantly makes flights or noisy hotel nights so much better. It is expensive, around $70, though right now it's down to $55. But for something that helps you actually rest, it's worth it. And honestly, I think it's always smart to invest a bit more in good sleep gear, whether that's a neck pillow, a white noise machine, or even quality earplugs. Because if you travel a lot, good sleep isn't a luxury, it's survival. And since we're already talking about comfort, let's talk about travel blankets. It's one of those things most people never pack until they're freezing through a night flight, or stuck with that paper-thin airline blanket that barely covers your knees. My favorite lightweight option is the Matador Pocket Blanket 3.0. It folds down to the size of your hand, opens up big enough for 2 people, and the material is water and puncture resistant, so you can use it anywhere, at the beach, in a park, or even for an airport nap. It has tiny corner weights so it doesn't fly away in the wind, and the best part, it basically disappears in your bag. It's around $25 to $30, which makes it one of those small, smart upgrades that easily earns its place in your travel setup. Now, if you want something warmer, and honestly a bit luxurious, the Yeti Down Throw is incredible. It's insulated super soft and feels like bringing a piece of your bed with you, but it's also over $100, which is definitely not cheap. It's the first time I've ever said, okay, maybe think twice before buying, but still, it's that good. Whether you go ultralight with Matador or cozy with Yeti, a good blanket adds comfort you'll appreciate every single trip. Next up, and one of the most used travel essentials ever, packing cubes. If you've watched my channel for a while, you already know my all-time favorite brand is Eagle Creek. They're super durable, lightweight, and the zippers feel like they'll last forever. I've been using the same set for years, and they still look almost brand new, which says a lot considering how often I pack and unpack. But lately, I've been testing out a more budget-friendly option, the Begale packing cubes. They're around $40 for a full set of 6, and honestly, I've been pretty impressed so far. The material is slightly thinner than Eagle Creek, but still holds shape really well, and the mesh top makes it easy to see what's inside. The zippers aren't quite as smooth, but for the price, they're surprisingly solid. For me, this is one of those essentials that completely changes how organized you feel when traveling. Everything stays neat, clean, and compressed, and when you're living out of a suitcase for weeks or months, that's worth way more than it sounds. No matter which brand you go with, the key is simple. It just has to last. Because when your gear holds up, packing stops being stressful and starts feeling like part of the adventure. Last but not least, the Bellroy Desk Caddy. Evan's second favorite tech pouch, and honestly one of the best ways to keep your setup organized on the road. I've said it before, but I'm a huge fan of Bellroy in general. Just like Peak Design, they somehow managed to make travel gear both functional and beautiful. The Desk Caddy has a structured design that stands upright on any surface, so you can open it and see everything at once. No more digging through the tangled cables or random adapters. Inside, you get elastic loops, zippered mesh pockets, and even a spot for your mouse or SSD, which makes it perfect for digital nomads or anyone editing on the go. The material feels premium but durable, and the zippers are smooth and tough, exactly what you want for daily use. It's not cheap, around $60, but it's one of those things that pays off quickly. Once your cables, chargers, and SD cards have a proper home, packing and unpacking suddenly takes seconds instead of minutes. And honestly, I think that's worth it, especially if you work remotely or travel full-time. So yeah, that wraps up the main list. But don't go anywhere yet, because I've still got 4 bonus upgrades coming up that are smaller, cheaper, but honestly just as important. Before we jump into the bonus gadgets, quick thing. If you enjoy videos like this and want to go a bit deeper into the gear side of travel, you should check out my Gear Vault newsletter. It's completely free, and when you join, you instantly get access to the Gear Vault bundle, my personal collection of over 75 travel gadgets, 10 seasonal packing guides with checklists, and 25 printable travel tip cards. Basically, it's the entire system I use to stay organized while traveling full time. Plus, I share exclusive updates, behind the scenes tests, and early gear picks that never make it to YouTube. So if you want to upgrade your setup and travel a little smarter, just click the first link in the description and I'll send the bundle straight to your inbox. First bonus pick, a good travel water bottle. It sounds basic, but trust me, once you've got a durable insulated one, you'll never go back to plastic. My favorite is still the Hydro Flask. It keeps drinks cold for hours and just feels indestructible. If you want something a bit more high-tech, the Lark bottle with its built-in UV cleaning system is awesome too. Perfect for travelers who move between countries with different water quality. Both are small investments that make staying hydrated so much easier, and you'll save a ton of plastic bottles along the way. Next, a pair of Stretch Tech pants. Mine are from Western Rise, and honestly they've become my go-to for travel days, flights, or even casual city exploring. They look like normal chinos, but stretch, breathe, and dry super fast. They've got hidden zip pockets for your passport or cards, and the fabric is wrinkle resistant, which means no ironing, ever. At around $120, they're not cheap, but they replace jeans, joggers, and dress pants all in one, which actually makes them a smart minimalist upgrade. Third, a charging cable. Sounds boring, but it's one of those small things that constantly break if you buy the cheap ones. I've been using the Anker Powerline 3-Flow and the Nomad Kevlar cable, and both are insanely durable. They support fast charging, don't tangle, and actually last years instead of months. For around $25 to $30, it's the kind of tool you never think about until it saves you from a dead phone at the airport. And finally, something tiny but surprisingly useful, Velcro cable ties. They weigh nothing, cost a few bucks, and keep all your cables, chargers, and gear perfectly organized. I use them for everything, tying up tech cables, attaching tripods, even hanging towels on balconies. You can color code them, link a few together, or label them for bigger setups. It's such a small thing, but once you start using them, you'll wonder how you ever traveled without. So there you have it, 12 premium travel gadgets plus 4 bonus upgrades that make every trip smoother, smarter, and a lot more comfortable. If you want to see even more real travel gear that I use on every trip, click the video on the left. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button on the right, it really helps the channel grow. A brand new video is coming next Thursday, so stay tuned, it's a good one. Safe travels, guys.